Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video we will be seeing how to create an Android application and create an emulator and run the application on the emulator. So we'll be doing some changes in the code and in the design and then see how that gets affected in the emulator, and then later we'll be also running the application into a real device. So I'll tell you how to set it up and then how we'll be running the application there. So let's get started with downloading the Android Studio first. So yeah, for that we need to search as download Android Studio in Google. So once the search is complete, we'll get this download Android Studio, the official Android IDE. So on clicking on this, so that gets redirected to the official Android page. So here we'll have the download Android Studio option, and then it will show the version. So 4.1 is the stable version for Android Studio, and it is the latest version as well. So we can download this Android Studio and then we can run through the installation steps, and then on finish we'll get the setup done. And after that we have the what's new section. So this shows what is the latest updates on Android Studio in version 4.1, as well as the user guide. So you can just go through all these user guides and everything. So once the installation is complete, you will see a screen like this. As I am a person who already works on Android applications, so I have the setup ready in my system. Otherwise I would have downloaded and then showed you the installation steps. So yeah, these are few of the recent applications that I'm working on, and it shows the version that we have downloaded is version 4.1. We have few options over here, which is create new project, open an existing project, get from version control, and other options. So we'll be creating a new project over here. The project that we are creating here is for phones and tablets, and other categories are there, which is Wear OS is a watch, and then Android TV, automotives, and an Android things. So we'll be creating a phone application over here, and under this we can select any type of activity that is required over here. So first one is no activity, so it will basically not have any activity inside it. So we have to start creating everything from scratch. This is a basic activity which has a floating action button and the settings and the more options over here. This is the bottom navigation. So it has 3 tabs below it, and then the more option over here on top. So on clicking on each tab, the UI will get changed, which are basically fragments will get changed. And then the empty activity which will not have anything. It will only have the layout ready, only the layout screen ready. And then yeah, the full screen activity, and then add mobiles. Google Maps will have Google Maps activity will have the map set up ready inside this. Same as the login activity will have the username and the password, and then the password input settings for the password will be ready. So you can just check all the activities over here. The design which is displayed over here just tells us what the activity will be there inside it. So it will be the same thing. So now we'll be creating an empty activity. So for that we'll select the empty activity and click on next. So I'll just rename it to example project, and this will be the package name. So it will be com.app.example project, and this will be the location of it. And then we have like the programming language that we can select. It is Kotlin and Java, so I'll be selecting Java over here. And then this is the minimum SDK. So if it is Lollipop, then it'll run on all devices from Lollipop to 100 level. So we can even select the first version, Jellybean. So I'll be selecting Lollipop, which runs on 94.1 devices. And after this we need to click on the finish button. Yeah, and after clicking on the finish button, we need to wait for some time until the project gets loaded. So the build is complete, and let's see what is there inside the application. So this is the activity that we have created, basically the empty activity, which is named as main activity and extends app compact activity. So basically app compact activity is the base class for the main activity. And yeah, we can use some public methods from app compact activity like on create or find view by id or set up action bar. So these are some of the examples, and this will be the layout, which is activity underscore main, and then it is a constrained layout and then has just a text view saying hello world inside it. Yeah, the next one will be the manifest file. So the package name over here, so this is the next will be the manifest file. So it holds all the details about the application. So the package name, which is com.example project, and then this will be the name. The label will be the name of the application, which is example project, and then the icon. So it will hold the icon of the application, the app icon basically. And then every activity that we create has to be mentioned over here. So this is the main activity, and we'll be adding an intent filter for it, telling that this is the launcher. So every time we open the application, the main activity will be the first page that will be visible in our application. So we are just mentioning it as the launcher. And let's go through the resources over here. So this is the drawable folder where we can put our images in it and then use it. And then the layouts holds all the layouts. So we just have one layout over here. So we just have one layout over here. So it just shows one layout over here. This is the MIP map, which also holds the images over here, basically the app icon. And then values, this holds all the constants in it. So these are all the color constants. So these are the colors that are there in the application where we can use it, and then if we want, we can just change the color. So I can change this to black and then change the color here to black. So we can change it to any color that is of our requirement. And then strings, all the strings that we use in the Java file as well as the XML can be mentioned over here, so we can use it globally everywhere. This is the styles, the themes that is available. No, this is the styles, that is the themes that are there. So one is for night mode and then one is like the normal theme. Yeah, this will have the theme of the application, and then we can customize it as our wish. So this will be the Gradle file. So this is a Gradle file which holds like all the SDK versions and then the build tool versions over here. So the SDK version is 30 and then the build tool version is this one. The minimum SDK is 21, which Lollipop, and then 30 is the target SDK is like 11, Android 11, which is 30, and then the version code is 1. And if suppose we are loading our application to Play Store, for every upload the version code count gets increased by 1. The version name is of our wish, we can mention it. If we are using any libraries, we can add the dependencies over here for the library. So that's about the Gradle file. So what we are going to do here is just change the layout a little bit. So I'll just be adding one. So I'll add a text view and a button inside this, and text as hello. And the text size as 20 sp, and I just want to align it in the middle. So I'll give the layout gravity of center horizontal, and text color will be some purple, and then I want to give margin top of 100 dB. I'll create a button below this. Text as press here, and then text size of 12 sp. Layout gravity is center horizontal, and then margin top of 20 dB. So we have a text view and we have a button over here. So we'll just run this application and see how the layout looks For that, we'll be creating an emulator now. For creating an emulator, we need to click on the AVD manager. I already have an emulator which is Pixel 3a in my Android Studio, but I'll create a new emulator. So we can create emulators for TV, phone, Wear OS, tablets, and automotive. So I'll be creating one for phone. So I'll go with the Pixel 2. Screen size will be 5 inches, and then the resolution will be 1800 into 1920. So here we can see the APIs which are available. We can download Oreo Pie Nugget. So here I have downloaded Android Q, which is Android 10, which has the API level of 29. And then clicking on the next, we can just see the summary of what we have selected, and clicking on the finish button, the Android virtual device will be created. So this is the virtual device that we have created now, which is Pixel 2 with API 29. That is Android 10. And after that, we can see our device over here. This is Pixel 2 API 29. And then to launch this emulator, we can click on the play button over here. So we can run the application in the emulator. This process has to be completed. The Gradle is running and the AVD is getting started, which is the emulator is getting launched. So the emulator is launched and our application is installed successfully into the emulator, and this is how the design looks, a text view and a button. So I just want to do few changes in the layout, that is maybe change the text on a button click and then show a toast when the button is clicked. So we'll just get to know how the button click works here. So we'll go to the layout and I'll change this text into so I've changed the text into click and win. I'll give an ID for the button now. So I've changed the text to click and win, and then I've given an ID for the text view as text view and the button's ID is as button only. So next we'll come to the main activity and then declare the button and the text view and initialize them over here. After initializing the button and the text view, I'll be creating a on-click listener for the button. So every time the button is clicked, we'll be performing some task, or we'll be changing the text once the button is clicked. So set on-click listener is equal to new on-click listener over here. So once we click on the button, the text view, this text will be changed to congrats, you have won 200 points, and then we'll show a toast like text changed. Now let's run this again and check what happens. So the activity is installed successfully. So here we get the text that we have changed, that is click and win. So on clicking on this button, it changed to congrats, you have won 200 points. And you can even see that we are getting the toast, that is text changed, which we have given over here. That's all with this video, and thank you so much for watching the video.